welcome to We Are Crafted in His Image. If you are new to my channel, I am so glad that you found my little crafty corner of the web. I am working today on, we're continuing our Technique Tuesday series, going through the alphabet. We had A is for acrylic, B is for a box card, and C is going to be for cling wrap. I have here a box of, it's also called plastic wrap, but you know, I needed a C, so we went with cling wrap. And we are going to use this medium, this product here, to make this really pretty background texture, I guess. Here is one I did with some other colors. Actually, there's a couple, I did two on both sides just because I was playing around with it. But you can see this one had a little more water on it, and I didn't let it fully dry before I removed the plastic wrap. And so some of the wrinkles and crinkles aren't as distinct on here as they are on this side. This side didn't have quite as much water on it, and you can see more of the wrinkles in there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and use this to make a pretty card. So let me move some things out of the way and pull in my little tray to protect my paper. And then I am going to use watercolor paper for this. This is our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And I'm going to go ahead and straighten my cling wrap out here just to see. And the only reason I'm putting the paper behind it is so I can kind of see where I need to add color. So you can do this technique with any water-based product. You can also do it alcohol-based, but instead of spritzing water on it, you're going to spritz rubbing alcohol. So if you wanted to use our blends, you could do that with that, but I'm going to use water-based today. So that means I can use either our stamp pads or our Stampin' Blend markers. You can also use our Stampin' Spots. Now these we do have some of these in our catalog. Oh, that's twice I've done that. I usually actually don't cut both sides of this off. I usually cut only one, so I have a hinge for my lid. See? This one, for some reason, I cut both sides off, and I keep forgetting that. Anyway, these are available in our catalog. You can buy, there's a set of 8 of them then in 8 colors, but then there's also an uninked set that you can ink whatever color you want them to be. But then they also come in our paper pumpkin kits, which is where this one came out of, one of our paper pumpkin kits. So I'm going to use all 3 of these just to kind of show you the different way of using them. I do prefer the spots and the markers, but I wanted to show you, in case you don't have those, that you can use these as well. If you open these up, I have found that the easiest way to do this is if I hold it this way, it's harder because of this extra space right here. So I prefer to hold it so that I have, there's very little space right there. It makes it a little bit easier. I can get a little bit of color onto my plastic wrap, or my cling wrap. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that up. This is the Lemon Lolly. And then I'm going to come in with our marker. No, actually I'm going to do the Fleur de Flamingo spot next. And let's see, I'm going to put some of it here, some over here, maybe even some up in this corner. And then I'm going to come in with my marker. This is Calypso Coral. This was Fleur de Flamingo. This is Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to color in some of those extra areas. Now, keep in mind, you're going to squish this up a little bit, so you want to go a little bit outside. You can go a little bit outside of the edges, because you're going to end up making this a little bit smaller when you get to that point. So I just have some water in here, and I'm going to spritz. Get it nice and wet. Can you see all the colors? All of the ink kind of puddling up there. And then I'm going to flip this over kind of quickly so it doesn't run everywhere. And then I want to wrinkle. Like that. You want wrinkles in this. There you go. And now I'm going to let that dry. This is the part that just takes some time. You're just going to let this dry naturally. If you peel this off before it's dry, you're going to get a softer effect. You won't see as many of the wrinkles in it. If you wait for it to dry, then you will get more of the wrinkles and crinkles in there. So whichever way you want to do it, I'm going to let this one fully dry before I remove my cling wrap. Okay? I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's see how our print came out. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love all the different texture that it gives. So I'm going to pull this out. Let's get this out of the way to clean that up later. And now we're going to go ahead and put our card together. Pretty quick and easy to do. Here's a white piece to go on the inside. I have this piece that I have already cut out using the dies for the Irresistible Bloom stamp set, and I have also cut out some flowers and some leaves. I stamped and cut them out already. So we're going to go ahead and put this together. Now what I'm going to do, I could just adhere this straight to the back here, but what you may want to do is actually move it around to see. When I did my last one, this one here, I ended up moving it over quite a ways. Like if I do it here, I have a very big white spot there. And if I move it over, it looks like I'm going to end up with a white spot one way or the other. But I think I like it about here. And so in order to put this in the right spot, what I'm going to do is put adhesive on the back of this. While I was waiting for this to dry, I went out to my veggie garden and did some harvesting, and now my hands smell like tomatoes. Okay, so I'm going to put some adhesive on here, and then I will put this down, kind of see where I want it. I think that looks good. And then this excess here, I'm just going to take my paper snips and trim that off of there. And there we go. Ooh, don't push it down. Some of that adhesive is showing. So now I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on all the way around. I want to make sure there's some on both, sorry I've got sticky on here, both the black piece and also on the watercolor paper. And I also want to make sure that I got, why is this being so sticky up here? That I got a good amount on my watercolor paper. Because we used water on it, that means it's going to be slightly, that's why I have a chunk on top of there. And it's catching it. Anyway, as I was saying, the watercolor paper is slightly warped because we got water on it. So we're going to want to make sure that it adheres and is going to lay flat. So in order to get this on here nice and straight though, I'm going to pull in my scoring tool. Because it has this two sides here, so I'm going to set this on here in the corner, and then, let's see, I think I want it this way. I'm just going to push this into the corner, making sure that's all the way in the corner there, and lay it down. And now I can make sure it's nice and straight. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put this on the inside. Now if I wanted, I could write inside this with a gel pen, in which case I wouldn't have to put this white piece in here. But in case I'm not sure that any of my gel pens are currently working, we'll put a white piece in there. There we go. Alright, and now it's just time for our flower and the leaves. I really, really love this set. It just looks like a block print. I love that, a wood block print. This one is going on with dimensionals, so let me grab some of those. I think we just need maybe 3 of them on there. And before I take the backing off though, go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the back of each of these, and I'm just doing it the bottom part. And then stick this underneath. Put that one underneath. And now go ahead and pull off the backings. And there we have a pretty little note card. Now on this one here, this one I used Lemon Lolly Flirty Flamingo and Calypso Coral. This one was almost the same. I did the Lemon Lolly, I did the Calypso Coral, but then I used Poppy Parade for that. You can see it's a deeper red color in here. And then I also made one using our, what's it called? The Ride one. Legendary Ride. That's it. Legendary Ride. I actually had this motorcycle already put together from one of the previous videos that I have done, and so I thought this would be a great little easy, simple card, and then on the inside I could put whatever sentiment that I want depending on what I'm going to do this, what I'm going to send this for. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this little project using some cling wrap and making a pretty background paper. And until next time, God's love and blessings to you. Bye!